Well, it's only blooming Friday night. Let's see if we've actually gone live. And I hope you lovely people are seeing it all. And we're live, we're clear. It's Friday night, and you lovely people are here with me on another mad little journey, which is FNL. Yeah, so if you guys and girls that are watching and already waiting in the chat want to just give me the A-OK, I believe this week we are actually in for it. We're in for a full show, and I'm hoping we got audio, we got lighting. I'm hoping you guys have got coffee, I've got coffee. We've got a full jam-packed little show. I've got some stupid little cue cards and maybe even a few little props along the way. Yeah. So this week I'm even monitoring myself, but tell you one thing, it might go halfway through the show. So I can see the chats in my OBS. I'm so proud of myself, and it's awesome to see loads of people here. I will say I will try to get into the chats and just keep an eye on what's going on, but I can't promise anything. And if I miss it, I'm sorry. I do watch the, I look through the chats after the show, and yeah, I will go into that when this show begins. So, with no further ado, let's do it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to Friday Night Live with the Grom.
Good evening, guys and girls. How the blooming devil are you? I missed my first cue of the night, which was going to be, if we can get there.
Good evening, guys and girls. It's Aloha Friday night. Woo!
Yeah, something like that. I was meant to do that in the intro. Man, that was a lot of helium. It's going to be like this for a little while. Woo! So, it's Friday night. You're here. We're here. Coffee's there. The vibe is good. The week has been okay. And let's just say we've been flying high. We've put a hell of a lot of work in the background for this weekend show. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm not going to do the typical YouTuber thing, but I will say the more you get involved, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, the more that chat room is just going to erupt over time. And like I said before, the actually official intro, dude, last week, you guys in the chats were phenomenal for giving ideas for merch, and just the general love and vibe that was going on amongst you all was absolutely phenomenal. And it fills me with complete love and wholeheartedness of stoke, because it's you guys that make this show. I just do a lot of stupid things during the course of the week, endanger my relationship with my girlfriend, and have multitudes of stress on my plate on top of my normal editing duties. But do you know what? I absolutely adore it, and I think these lives are just something else. There is the man, the myth, the legend already in the chat tonight. The man that is, I would say, my benchmark in the world of doing lives, the one and only Mr. Corn Life Network. When it comes to lives, this guy is an absolute legend, and his partner in crime, his lovely wife Brooke, is the two of them just make a fantastic team, and there has been talks about them coming back to do lives, and I can't wait. But I can absolutely see, Rick, why you do what you do. Lives are phenomenal. The community that it builds is something else. And just seeing the chats blow up and people get involved is absolutely awesome. So already I can see the evening is off to a very good start. Apart from the helium gag, which never blooming mind. That's all I will say on that. So this evening, we will have the good old-fashioned news. I will say it's been kind of peculiar. The first week I looked into weird and strange and wacky news stories and reports from the globe. There was bucket loads. However, the minute I went back to those same research and sort of websites that I could obtain that quite easily, they seem to be the same stories. And those stories stand for a very long time and they don't seem to be updated too often. So this week I've had to kind of go off on my own little journey and find all of the madness that is going on in the world, which is quite easy to find. So we've got the news. I've got a new little segment or a little cutaway. We've got Shine a Light. I finally got my little butt around to making an intro or a skit or a cut or whatever it is you want to call it, just to introduce the segment. And I was also honoured by a legend that did actually leave me an email last week, but due to the week being so crazy with technical issues, can't do this. Due to the week being crazy with technical issues, it threw me and I struggled very much to compile a lot of stuff for the show. However, I was graced with an awesome email and finally I've got the segment ready and I have an email and a person to shine a light on. I just hope I can do it justice with my poor reading ability, because I believe I have the reading age of a 3-year-old. So as you can see me staring vaguely into the distance and me trying to read a board most of the time, yes, I'm not short-sighted, I just can't read. So that is the plain and simple of it. However, we've obviously got our it's been apparent and it's been going for a few weeks now, the unofficial or official, unofficial sponsor of the show. And also I've got some news to say what is coming next week, because next week's going to be crazy, kind of a little bit just off the cuff, to see what happens. There will be a show unless all else fails, and there won't be a show, but if there is a show, I'll tell you more about it before the end of this one. So guys and girls, I hope you're winning. I hope you're well. I hope you had a fantastic week so far. I hope it's not been too strenuous on you. For my own week, if you watch the vlog, you will know what it's been like. It's been mild, to say the least. No stress, but no stupidly high excitements. And it's just nice. We got through the week. There was sad news, there was happy news, but there was no extremes, which extremes are very good at times, but we can do without them every day. So I can see the comments in the side of my eye just going on, and I must admit, as always, it is the usual suspects, but it's the usual suspects in here that just make this such a vibe. So whether you're watching now and you're live and you're in the chats and you're vibing out watching this, I hope you've got coffee on the go. But if you are one of the people that didn't get the opportunity to because you were working or you were out there grinding away, and you've watched this on catch up, again, I just want to say to you all, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for making this show what it is and just making such an amazing community amongst yourselves. So whether you're watching live, whether you're watching in catch up, thank you. And like I said a few weeks ago, leave it in the actual comments of the video. When did you watch? Where did you watch? What did you like? What did you dislike? What do you want to see more of? Let me know, because it's the closest to market research I'll ever get. So, cards in hand, coffee in pot, coffee in mug, the kind of coined catchphrase of when the coffee is gone, the Grom is gone. I don't do too well because I usually finish the bucket of coffee after the show, but just to inform you, yes, I do finish that entire jug before the end of the night. This week's Friday night salute goes to all of you. I hope you've got your coffee, or maybe even something stronger if you're that way inclined. And I hope you're ready for a crazy little show. So, give you the heads up. I don't know how well I'll do with the news this week. I've got the stories. But the big question is, have I got them locked into my head? So, should we do it? Shall we get a little bit further into the show tonight? And like a grand master once told me, don't worry about what time it is, just roll it out. So let's catch up with the past week's, maybe, loosely used news. Good evening. And this week on the news, it has been kind of wave orientated. Well, at least a majority of it has been around the surface. So one little thing though that caught my eye this week, which is kind of just one of those stories that I'm going to pop in there because it's kind of odd, but yet kind of fun. And that is the fact that there is a very small town, I'd probably call it a town, in Scotland that is going to be overwhelmed with twins. This week in Inverclyde, probably got that completely wrong because my brain is awful and I was going to read notes off my phone, but I've decided not to. That there are, you know what? Let's go full newsreader. Dun, 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 dun. Forgot to put that on in the goddamn cut. Anyway, yes, let's keep it short and sweet. So this week, or this coming Friday, there is going to be 13, I believe, pairs of twins going to one school in one town. The carnage is going to be completely and utterly real. This is the first time that they've had that amount of twins join the school since 2015. And yeah, what a story. Can you imagine being the teacher trying to sort that lot out? Because it's bad enough dealing with lots of the same and singular pick-outable children. When you've got twins running amok, I wouldn't want to be that teacher. But yes, that was just a peculiar little story for you. Anyway, so let's get on to the theme of this week, which seems to be revolving around water or waves or surfers. So this is kind of a beautiful little story. There is, I assume, a team of people based out in Florida that are doing underwater music gigs. What a mad world we live in. But it is bringing awareness to protection of the coral reefs. And to be quite honest, I just think if I ever get the opportunity, I've got to see one because it's crazy. Talking about listening to waves under waves, like what's that all about? The Fruit Loops and the Madmen are out there in full force representing the coral reefs, trying to get some awareness for the protection of them. And again, I have to give it Friday night salute. You guys are absolutely rocking. So I love it. It's a vibe. Moving on, but staying yet again with the theme of waves. This week, AI and music, the magic that is Pink Floyd, have come together through the wonders of like artificial intelligence and brainwaves. They gathered a group of individuals and I believe they played them an 8-minute long special edition of Pink Floyd. And I want to say Dark Side of the Moon, but I could be wrong. Any of the news that you hear tonight, if you want to go down the rabbit hole, go and fact check it for yourself. Because unfortunately, I don't have a very good research team. It's me. So Pink Floyd, AI and brainwaves. So how are we ever going to function when we can take AI and brainwaves and we can replicate a Pink Floyd track out of humans' brains through the joys of electricity? So this is kind of a crazy thing. There's a lot of progression in the way of AI, and there's also, if you're familiar with such a thing as Neuralink that's been produced by the wonderful and amazing Elon Musk, it's kind of crazy. The future is bright. And when we think about it on a level of the scary side, yes, it's very scary. However, on the good side, if there is any sort of help or joy that we can bring to the world, i.e. if we can get people that are no longer walking by these implants, or people that have any form of failed body, if we can buzz that circuit around the body to keep them going and keep them in a better condition of life for longer, I'm all for it. Replicating music via AI and that kind of stuff though, I'm sorry, man. If it's not got heart and soul in it, don't do it. So yeah, keep the robots away from the music, man. Leave it to the cool people, dude, or the people that have got a little something more to say. Who knows? Who am I to tell you? Moving on from brainwaves, we go to this story, which is kind of a shocker. If you guys are familiar with the story, then you probably know more about it than myself. However, there were 4 surfers, I believe this week, rescued after being on their surfboards for 38 hours. So Yes. Now, I'm all up for a long session and I want to get plenty more hours of surfing under my belt. But to be stranded at sea for that amount of time on a surfboard after I believe they come into heavy conditions, heavy storms, and were either dragged out or they were actually on a boat in the middle of nowhere when the storms came in and everything went a bit scatty. However, the beautiful thing was they were rescued by a surf charter. So there was guys out there that came across 3 of the individuals, and I believe the 4th was rescued at a later point. But there is video of this on YouTube, and the story is quite remarkable. So it's good to hear that these people are back and safe. And yeah, man, I hope that I am never in that little predicament, because as you can see, they are very small people in a really, really, really big sea. So yeah, no thanks. Maybe in the British Channel, but being out, I believe they were in Indonesia. Yeah, no. There's things out there that want to eat you. The last story this evening, and this is kind of a biased story, but yes, the man, the myth, the legend, the god, the Mr. Ben Gravy was back in Europe this past week. Might have even been the week before now, but he was over here and he was out here storm chasing, but yet he was also still in pursuit of this amazing dream he's put in place, which is to surf every country. Now, the gentleman himself is very well known within certain circles, and most see him as the absolute chairman and executive level of stoke that there is possibly in the face of surfing. I don't know. I'm very biased. What can I say? However, this guy has already surfed every state in the United States, and it's quite a remarkable feat in itself. I'm very disappointed for him that the Guinness Book of Records wouldn't actually entitle this person and say that he has achieved it due to some very stupid stipulations in the rules. But we, as what I would like to consider the Nub Nation or any of the like, would probably say we see it, we took the journey with him, and for that we will ever recognize this man as an utter legend for doing it. However, he's gone one step more, and like I say, now he's onto the world. So he was over in Europe this past week. He was chasing a storm off the Atlantic, and he managed to nail Belgium and also I believe Switzerland off of it. And this guy, I don't know what it is, but the waves fall in the dude's favor, man. He came over, and even the local that surfed with him said that the waves out there were the best that he's ever seen. So yeah, Ben Gravy scored. He's a goddamn legend. And I will have to say this. If it wasn't for that gentleman in that photo, I would not be here right now on this beautiful evening talking to you lovely people, because I would have never, ever built up the courage to pick up a camera and do what I do if it hadn't been for this guy. So that was the weekly news. Let's call it a week. If you do have any stories that you stagger across in the next week, then please do let us know, because it's always interesting to see what you guys have seen and what stories you know. And I will just say on that note, I'm getting news in my ear that there is actually a breaking news story coming through as we speak. Can we get over there and find out? Let's see if we can go live. Chill Adventures, are you there?
It's your Nan's favorite reporter, Chill Adventures, coming to you live from the Great Lakes Surf Expo. As you can see, it is still basically firing, and the reason why I'm not surfing, you ask? Because I've been shredding all day. I got all the tubes, I got all the lips. This is just the leftovers for all of the learning people who just learned how to surf in the last 20 minutes. So we are out here, Grom. It was a wonderful day. Vlog to come. Let's go. Chill Adventure.
Dude, you heard it here first. It's official. You need to go and check out Chill Adventures, because oh my god, if he is not the reporter, the surf, the man, the guide, the weather forecaster, and the future teller of this channel, man, I'm quitting now. That's all I'm saying. All right, now, that was the news.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to Friday Night Live with the Grom.
And as I take the glasses off, and I believe we are back to the standard issue of shows. Man, I need to nail my transitions, but don't worry. We've got the transitions down. I need to just get the transitions going down here. But I hope you enjoyed that, Mr. Chill Adventures. You're a legend. I am going to steal more of your clips. And if you want to take me to court, it's fine, but you will have to get me in the United States to take me to court. So yeah, if you want to organise that out. Which was something I meant to mention earlier. If I had the joy of being free reign, there are other things that I'm going to plan to do this evening that if only copyright wasn't an issue, I could bring it to you in the true format that it should have been brought to you. However, I am underfunded, undersponsored, and yes, YouTube probably won't like it if I start banging out tunes live for you. However, you will just have to put up with the Grom's rendition, which, yes, it'll probably be a little bit, really an amazing acoustic rendition I'll play for you later. Really old. So, yeah, little bit of bitter, little bit of sweet. That's what we do here on a Friday night. Because after all, it wouldn't be called effing hell. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the news this week. There was some awesome little stories. I've done an awful job of explaining it to you and giving you the facts and the data and the, you heard it here first. But don't worry, we'll all iron it out as weeks to go. That's the beautiful thing about this amazing little journey that we call Friday Night Live. So, guys and girls, without further ado, I'm going to just change over here and switch it up. And I'll be right back after this.
I do not believe in the name of sanity.
So, I don't believe it. That wasn't the schedule we were going for, but hey, it's live. The show must go on. So, this week, I decided to delve into the world of music after hearing a little something, and somebody told me, do you know how old that is? So, the Grom's rendition. Dun, 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 dun. We probably all know that track. Maybe not that rendition of it because that's just too hardcore and they couldn't release that rendition, basically. But that song, get in the chats. Let me know how old you think it is. No cheating. Don't get on Google. We do have eyes and ears in places and we will find out if you're cheating. But White Stripes, Seven Nations Army. Tell me in the comments. Tell me in the live. How old do you think it is this year? 2023. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. So, Van Life Wonder, You're Not Far Out. Cockney Buddha, yes, very far out, my friend. We're not talking years, guys and girls. We're not talking years. How many years old do you think it is? So I'll put you out of your misery. Van Life Wonder was really close. This year, it's 20 years old. Yes. Where the hell did the time go? What happened? Yes, I don't know. I'm asking myself that. And let's just keep this rolling with the I don't believe it. There's a few other bangers that came out this week that I was like, damn. Well, out this year, should I say. So, and I'm going to scare you a little bit more because we're going to go back. We're going to go way back. And if you're a music lover, you will know some of these. And some of you guys on the States might not be familiar with these tunes. I don't know how epically global they went, but I reckon a few will land home. This one definitely will. 50 Cent in the Club. 20 years old. Yes. 20 years old. And I'm just like, really? Bring Me to Life. Evanescence, another one from the 20-year slot. Now, this little section might change up because I don't want you to get all like samey and figure it out. Unfortunately, I don't have music to play because otherwise we play the little guessing game and I'd get you all to mark it down on sheets and then we'd count all the votes at the end and have an amazing hurrah of a Friday night. See if there was a winner and I might even give away a prize. But we're not going to. We're going to move on. I'm going to give you another song. Rockefeller Skank, Fatboy Slim, if you're familiar with it. How many years ago? Get in the comments. It's not connected. No, it's currently present. I was only 23 years off it. Still, have no connection either. Seems like the UK is okay. Come on, back in. Ah, what's going on, guys and girls? Are you guys in the States having issues? Or anybody that's watching live on the stream, if you're having issues, yeah, it sucks, and I hope you're back in real soon. I know there was a few people having issues this evening, technical. It seems to be an ongoing thing. So we've got Van Life Wonder saying 21 years. We've got Chris saying 18. Oh, the coffee guy. Which, on that noise, let's make this happen. And check this one out. And it was another beautiful thing that I missed, guys and girls. So I'll give you a little hit. Get your coffee. Did that work? Did it work? Did you hear it? Was it epic? I hope it was. I'm not monitoring myself because I'm not very good. But yeah, there's the coffee guy horn. We'll work on that one. Let's see if I can deal with it. I tell you what, listening to myself back in headphones is diabolically awful. Nobody needs it. I don't even know why you lovely people tune in and listen to me. So, yes, the coffee guy scored. If you were in the chat and you see that, 25 years old. Sucks, dude. And then the other one from this, which was a little bit of a pickler, which was 1 week by the Bare Naked Ladies. Who would have thought it? 25 years old. And also another banger that fell into the 25-year-old category was The Boy Is Mine. Brandy and Monica. What a tune. That took over the world, dude. So, last little bit. If you can remember the first selection, the second selection, this one kind of rolls in with me and my channel. Just giving you some clues. How old do you think I would do anything for love, but I won't do that is by Meatloaf? Now, I remember it. I remember it being in the charts. I remember it stealing multiple weeks of my life on Top of the Pops. If you're a UK resident, you will all know about Top of the Pops and the fact that that was your Friday night vibe. So, yeah, Necro straight in there, dude. I won't hold you up on giving you the painful news that, yes, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. It's 30 years old. I kind of feel like it was in the charts at number 1 for 30 years. But yeah, no, it wasn't. Hero by Mariah Carey is also 30 years old. And I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Seems to be a vibe, man. There was definitely some need for some love songs in that year. Don't know what was going on. The only outstander, the banger, the classic, the one that come up in that list that I was like, damn. Informer by Snow. Now, if you're familiar with it, you're familiar with it. If not, go check it out after the show. Informer by Snow. Turn it up loud. Bang it. Wake your neighbours up. Get them hyped up on a Friday. Play some Informer by Snow. And yes, so that concludes this. I'm going to change this segment up. There's going to be random ones to come in following weeks. And I'd like to work this into a beautiful little game because somehow, way, shape or form, it's nice just to reminisce over some crazy stuff. And obviously, if any of you were familiar with that audio cut that I played into this segment, then you'll just know how much we're going back, man. We're digging way back. But it's a crazy little segment, and I hope you enjoyed it. Because, yeah, there was a bit of me when I started digging. I was like, oh, man. Yeah, I feel old. But do you know what? The one thing I will say about it, and this was the positive that I took from it, oh, my God. Yes, I am that old when you get to a point that you go, the old ones were the best. I've reached that age in my life now where I listen to music and I go, I don't know what it's all about. Let me listen to something from a decade or more ago. Because bearing in mind, a majority of the tracks that I see that were 20-year-old, I was like, oh, they're quite new. Yes, so the madness is truly real. And yeah, would we want it any other way? This is the question. So, apart from that, if I can just get my my act together over here, let's see what else we've got. Because my screen closed down. We had a technical. But it's no biggie. But I will be back after this.
Hey, how you doing? Come on, sit down. What do you say to coffee? Oh, no, I'll get it.
In the chair of torture, while they flashed nasty bits of ultra-violence on the screen.
Why? What are we gonna do tomorrow night?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
And if you think that's maddening, so much for the law.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to Friday Night Live with the Grom.
A little bit more reminiscing for you, just something a little bit crazy, get you stoked up for a Friday night, and just trip you out if you haven't had enough coffee yet, just to spin your little nugget and get you thinking of some old times, some vibes, and a little bit of madness. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of kind of out there. I might even call that the out there segment. Have you ever seen it? The Grom poured 2 coffees in one show. I know, it's unheard of. It's absolutely amazing. Been a few issues. No dramas though. Coffee's still here. You guys are still watching. I'm loving it. I hope you are. Got the lay on this week. Wanted to fully celebrate some Aloha spirit. The only downfall of it was that the British weather did not want to feel very Aloha. It was more like no-ha yet again. But we don't mind. They are talking that there is going to be some good weather coming this way. So if you are unfortunate enough to live within the British Isles, I am sure you're along with me, keeping your fingers crossed and hoping that at some point this year, we do actually see some levels of summer. Because I don't know what happened. We were very lucky. We had a few years on the bounce of awesomeness that I feel like we were spoiled. And admittedly, it's an El Nino year, which throws everything out of sync. And seems like a lot of people have had incredibly high temperatures. However, the UK, like I mentioned in a few weeks ago's story, is most definitely up there for at least I'm here if the rest is very hot. Because, yeah, I love me some hot, but not hot. I can't handle hot. So, yeah. For the minute, the UK is kind of the other end of the spectrum. It's very dismal, but we love it. It's all right. If it wasn't all right, or if it was all right, we'd have nothing to complain about as Brits. And it's a very stereotypical view that we love to discuss the weather, as I am now. But moving on. Anyway, so guys and girls, I will just say if you are enjoying the show and if there is things that you want to get across to me and get in contact with me for, please just feel free, message me. I will find the email address for you and ping it up on the screen for you now. So, not too sure why it's got a .com too, but hey, 30-year-old Grom at Gmail in regards to news articles, stupid things that you've seen, stuff that you'd like to have featured on the show. And obviously, in the most beautiful of beautiful, if you happen to be a sponsor, maybe you want to get involved with the Grom Live, maybe you want to get involved with the most epic tour of epic tours to date, the USA Grom Tour 2024. Let me know if you want to be an unofficial, unofficial sponsor of the show. Hit me up on the emails, get at me, and that goes for all of you guys and girls, and especially in regards to my next segment, which is going to be Shine a Light, which is something I've spoken about for a few weeks. Yes, something that I've spoken about for a few weeks, yet I couldn't get my butt in gear to do it. However, I'm hoping, praying, that you like this little intro, because there's all of these intros on this show, I will have you know. I made them all. Aren't I a clever little something or other? So, let's shine a light, shall we? I want to shine a light on a few people, at least one a week. And this week, is a bit of a delayed Shine the Light because it was meant to be last week. However, by the time that I'd noticed that I had the email, the show was going live, and so then therefore I couldn't actually get around to doing it. However, I was sent an awesome email, and it shines the light on a very awesome person, and I hope I do this justice in reading it. As I said earlier on in the show, I have the reading capability of a 3-year-old, so you will have to bear with me, and I will try to get some inflection, I believe is the correct terminology, into it, so it doesn't sound like I went to the shops and it was a good day and it was really lovely, because that is about my reading levels. But this is a little segment that we call Shine a Light, and it will be going on for the very much foreseeable future, and I hope all of you guys and girls can get in contact. I will leave the email address up after I've done this segment, and again, please feel free, reach out, drop me emails, and let's just shine a light on people that are awesome, make a huge difference within your life or within the people around you lives, the people that make life itself an easier thing to deal with, and either encourage you, inspire you, support you, or whatever it is. Let me know, write in, give me a message, a description. No names need to necessarily be mentioned, but if you do wish to reach out or just to send some positive vibes to somebody, please, as I say, hit me up. Let's put the email up now because, you know, that's what we do. So I'll try to do it again because I'm like, you know, super pro at this, ladies and gentlemen. There's the email. So cancel the 2 off the end. I don't even know why the system's showing that. However, yeah, please feel free. If you've got people that you want to shine a light on, I will be doing this every week. And if you can get me emails, I will get them printed out and I will read them out on the show. So yeah, let's go into this week's Shine a Light. Chill Adventures. Chill Adventures, or to some people close to him, Cam, a brother of the group. A caricature that makes me laugh even at times when I didn't realise a laugh was wanted. Then the times when I know I'm not in such a positive headspace to get ready for some Chill Adventures posts and I'm smiling and laughing. I literally start laughing. I'm sure my wife Tracy and my girls have wondered what I'm laughing at times. Then there is the other side of Cam, the part that's fascinating. He's a beacon for many. The guy lives to surf. Sometimes I've noticed through the group, that's a passion. I loved watching the build of the van he now lives in. Sorry, my reading is really terrible. I'm not doing you any justice here, my friend. Yeah, so he's a beacon for many. The guy loves to surf. Something I've noticed throughout the group. That's a passion. I've watched the build of the van that he now lives in, and his confidence about it. A vibe. Talking to Cam and Grom recently about boards, etc. was educational, and then I started to want to know more in my mind. What's going on there? The passion. There is a drive, and it comes from that area for people that don't. And I'll have to start that again, guys. There is a drive, and it comes from that area that people don't connect with. He's going to make it. The look of passion and grit on Chill's face in that conversation last week was one that takes no prisoners. He's going to make it. And the group are all here to push. When Chill left the group for a short period, I was gutted. When I see him turn back up, then I see him turn back up, and that's the energy that Cam holds. Much love to Chill and the energy of the group. Legends. Namaste. So, I've done an appalling job of reading that, and I apologise for that. However, I would also like to further into this, just for the ladies and gentlemen that might not be completely 100% familiar with this gentleman. That is the gentleman that you see as a short clip within the news as my on-the-scene reporter. And if you cottoned on to the beautiful voice that announces, ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in with Friday Night Live and the Grom. And the intro, that is the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Mr. Chill Adventures. Now, I can only imagine that he's probably sat listening to this and cringing, because as much as I know of this guy, I know he likes to blow his own trumpet, but I don't know how well he takes it when other people blow it for him. But I would like to take this second and just say, I second everything that's said in this, even though I read it out so bad. But I will say, as an individual, the one and only Mr. Chill Adventures, if you don't know him, go and check him out on Instagram or YouTube. His YouTube channel is absolutely amazing, and he's never given himself any sort of pats on the back for the awesomeness that he brings to his channel. But there may be people that would contest what I say. However, I thoroughly enjoy the energy that this guy brings to the vlogging game and to the surfing game. And I only keep my fingers crossed, but secretly, I just know that there is no way that this guy is not going to succeed in what he wants to do with his channel. And I'm rooting for him. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the chat that are also rooting for this guy. And I just wanted to say, dude, you're an absolute Fruit Loop. I'm so wonderfully excited and just happy to say I'm so glad that our paths have crossed on this little journey, because, dude, together, combined in the same video at the same time on the same lake, YouTube just isn't ready for it. But that is a story for another day. However, this evening, yes, that was the segment that is called Shine a Light. And this week, it's all on you, Mr. Chill Adventures. It is a bloody pleasure knowing you, sir. So, yeah, balls that segment up a little bit. But the sincerity, my friend, is most definitely there for you. You're an awesome dude. And I'm so thankful you take the time out and you participate in so much of what I do. And I know that you're very much alive and kicking with most people that are out there doing their thing and just trying to shoot big. So absolutely salute you. I hope you got to see that. I see you in the chats. So I know you were having technical issues earlier on. So I hope you're over that. I hope you got to see that. And as I say, I'll catch up with the comments. I can see it rolling and I can see the man there. And yeah, dude. So yeah, yet again, I'll repeat it. I should have had it as a title that I could have fired up on the screen. Chill Adventures. Check him out on Instagram. I will actually post the link to his Instagram and also his YouTube channel. I'll put it in the description below. So whether you're not watching this when it went live and you're catching it up on the replay, or if you want to come back at a later date, smash that link, go check him out, go hit the subscribe button on him, like it, tell him that you see it on a Friday night live and you came along and you see it and you were just like, yeah, this guy's a goddamn freaking legend. So yeah, get him stoked up, get him fired up, because yeah, I'm sure if we can get him that stoked up, next week I'll probably have an interview from him from the moon. Yeah, so that's what we'll try to do. Anyway, so I hope you've still got some coffee left. I hope I haven't bored you all to death. I hope you're enjoying the show. Again, I hate to say this stuff, but if you haven't already, go smash the like button, give the show a thumbs up, tell a friend to tell a friend, get it out there and you know, just spread the word. Let's see how big we can make this thing go. I'm really stoked for it. I need to brush up on my presenting madness, but yeah, we're getting there. And I've said it like every week since we started, but I do eventually, hopefully, want to get to the point where we can get some live interviews on here. And obviously one of those that would be a monumental hit would obviously be the man that we just shone the light on himself. So that would be pretty awesome. I'm noticing from my screen that I think I'm getting some kind of audio delay. Now that's a little bit concerning, but hey, we will roll with it. As I say, the show must go on. We are not fully professionals here. I just really hope for this next segment I can keep it together, which is the official, unofficial sponsor of this week. And I'm going big. I'm going big dog here. So you may be familiar with this brand. I'm hoping that you can see it. We're going to get it in there. See if the camera can pick that up. So I could have brought loads of products down and stuffed it into the front of the camera, because if you are familiar with the company Salt Rock, then you'll know I'm quite a fond lover of this company, and I have, let's just say, I've purchased a few little garments from these guys in the last maybe 2 or 3 months. I've been very fortunate to be in a few locations within the UK where there are some Salt Rock stores, and so in which case they are very much a store that I like to go into and take full advantage of when I'm in the locations that they happen to be in, because unfortunately, yes, I live a million miles away from the sea, and it sucks. So when I do get close to the sea and I see one of these stores, I am straight in there. I'm more than happy to part with my hard-earned little pennies, because some of the stuff that they do is amazing. If you're an avid watcher of the vlog, you would have seen this week that there was a wee wardrobe malfunction. So I been out skating at lunchtime, and for some reason, I don't even know why, by the time I'd come back from skating, the button on my quite newly purchased shorts had decided to detach itself, but not just the threads. The entire button seemed to just sort of explode. I think it was just through the levels of stoke that I was providing, being out on the surf skate for the first time in what feels like a million years. But whatever happened and however it happened, I was a little bit upset, and nevertheless, I just put it down to me being too goddamn extreme. I know that is not the case. However, the one thing that has now made this company stand up in my eyes as being even more awesome than awesome its goddamn self is the fact that via the vlog, an unknown awesome member of unknown awesomeness, as no names will be disclosed in this, reached out to me. And they happen to be connected with Salt Rock, and Salt Rock have reached out to me and said that they are going to try and help me out with this issue and get it resolved, and there could be a pair of shorts on the way to me very shortly. So one, I absolutely just adore the fact that they have reached out to me and they want to kind of make something so simple right, which just says to me that they are a most awesome company. And I would like to say, do you know what? If you guys want to become an official sponsor of the Grom, I would be honored. If you want to back the USA Grom Tour 2024, just come and hit me up, and that would be epic. But Salt Rock, most definitely the unofficial sponsor of the week. One of these weeks I'll actually get it right and start with the official unofficial instead of being like, but this week, most definitely, Salt Rock, what a monumental company, and absolute props to them. So loving those guys. It's epic, and I will keep you informed on the story and what pans out. And obviously, if everybody in the comments wants to go and message Salt Rock and just say, you need to like sponsor the Grom, man, that'd be epic. So the chat's already blown up. I knew your minds would be on exactly the same wavelength. So most definitely. But that was the official sponsor of the week, and I hope you enjoyed that. So go and check out their products. Again, I will leave a link to Salt Rock in the description below, because they were absolutely awesome, and I will say that put such a huge smile on my face this week. That was epic. So it's nearly at the end of the show. I'm nearly going to let you go. We've blown up. We've done way more time than I actually wanted to, and I wanted to keep it tight and interesting for you lovely guys and girls. I'm seeing that there's still tons of you in the chat, so I'm loving it. I hope you're having a whale of a time amongst yourselves, and I hope you're enjoying the show. I will tell you this, next week's show is going to be a complete experiment. It is going to be broadcast live from an undisclosed location. I think that's the right terminology for it. But hey, man, it's going to be epic. We're going to broadcast live, and we're even going to have, for the very first time in Friday Night Live history, a co-host. I don't know how much hosting there's going to be, but they're going to get involved. It's going to be gnarly. There could be some other weird and interesting segments. No doubt there will be some wacky plans drawn up in the course of the next week to get involved with next week's show. And I hope all of you lovely people can find the time to join in, catch up and see what wonderful little things we get up to. Obviously, if you watch the daily vlog, I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the actual 30-year-old Grom channel. Thank you for supporting what I do. I appreciate the hell out of you guys taking the times out of your days to watch those vlogs back, because I know time is very much a very expensive currency these days. And just taking the time out to watch my life back really means a lot. And I still, in 5 years, haven't actually figured out the right way to say how genuinely humbled I am that you guys support what I do, and just show so much love, so much encouragement. And you are always there to just be like, you know, like, don't worry, dude, just keep on doing what you're doing, keep pushing, you got this. And I can only say to you now in this live, if it hadn't been for so many of you lovely people supporting me through those years to get me to where I am now, I wouldn't be still sat here talking to you on this camera and vibing out in the way that we do. So it's a beautiful thing, and keep on putting that positive out in the universe. And not just to me, give it to all the people that you know locally and within your household and within your working environment and in your local shop and in your community and everything around you. Just keep pushing that positive vibe. Don't let the negative people bring you down. Keep the vibrations high and keep the stoke just churning out, because the more stoke we can get into this little thing that we call planet Earth, the better, I think, for humans and the future of the world that we all know is so very mad in this current circumstance and time, in a little growth of mankind on this pale blue spot. So on that note, guys and girls, again, if you're watching back, absolutely thank you. If you're watching live, thank you. Don't forget to leave comments. Don't forget to leave likes. Don't forget to blow the show up. Share it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Bang on your neighbour's door while you're smashing out a bit of snow and Informer after this. And I will see you again same time next week, 10:45 p.m. GMT here, FNL. Have a great week. Have a fantastic weekend. And it's been beautiful having you here. And then next week, out on location with the Grom, firing up from a different spot in the beautiful Isles of the UK, and bringing you something a little bit crazy, a little bit fun, a little bit bitter, and a little bit sweet. And we'll see how good it is. So on that note, have an awesome evening. Sleep well. Have a good day, good morning, good evening, and good night. Laters.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to Friday Night Live with the Grom.